Okay, we are live. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the second energy forecast of the season. So, this is the new time. They're going to be every Friday at 11 o'clock. Last week, the timing was different just because of my schedule, but every week, we're going to be Friday at 11 for my energy forecast, where I'm going to talk about a special topic. And also, that topic is usually going to be related to the current energies and what I'm kind of feeling everyone's going through, right? My clients, me, and just the general energy of the collective that I'm able to tune into. So, so that's what these are all about. So, welcome. Say hello if you are watching so I can tune in with your energy. And just so you know, all of my energy forecasts are energetic transmissions and frequency upgrades. So what that means is that just by listening, there's an energetic transmission happening and it has an effect on your frequency, because what I'm doing when I share is I'm tuning into the higher consciousness, the guidance, the higher energies that I channel that come through me and are transmitted to you and have an effect on your energy. So just noticing how you feel as these when you're listening to this transmission. Okay. Hi, and I'm using StreamYard. So if you say hi, just let me know who you are because I can't see people's names. Okay, so welcome. So today I'm going to be talking about one of my very favorite topics that I could talk about all day, every day, all the time. And many of you have probably heard me talk about this, but I'm going to be talking about breath work and money. And most of you know breath work is at the crux of everything that I do with clients. And the reason why is because it gives you so much momentum and creates so much change in a very short amount of time. And that's what I'm all about, is helping you create change and transformation rapidly and efficiently. And breath work does just that. Especially when you are first starting and you're new to breath work, one thing you'll notice is that you will get hi, Lauren. You will get a ton of momentum in your life just from starting with the breath work. That's why when you sign on to work with me in any capacity, whether it's a group program, a one-on-one program, you are always going to be given the tool of breath work to use. So how are breathwork and money related? So first, I'm just going to start out by explaining what exactly is happening when we're using the breath. And the reason why not only is breathwork so valuable, and that's why I use it, but it's really foundational to me. Most of you have heard me share. I discovered breathwork when I was 19 years old, and I became kind of obsessed with it. And I started learning about it really intensively at a very young age. I took 4 breathworker training programs, a teacher training program, various teacher training programs, followed other teachers all around the country to learn about breath work. And then I started teaching it and sharing it at a very young age. So it's always been something that has been foundational to my growth and a tool that I've always used and a way that I kind of looked at the world because I learned it at such a young age. So it's something that it just comes second nature to me to use with my clients. So what is actually happening when we're using the breath is 2 things. One, we're forcing ourselves into the present moment. Because if you think about it, you can't take a breath in the past and you can't take a breath in the future. So when you consciously focus on your breathing, you're forcing yourself into the present moment. Now, why is that important? Because the present moment is the quantum field, the field of infinite possibility. So the more you're connecting into the present moment, the more these infinite possibilities are available to you. So what ends up happening is that when people connect with the quantum field over and over again through my breathwork sessions, all of a sudden possibilities open up to them, their perspective changes, and all of a sudden things that they might not have even thought were possible for them all of a sudden start to show up because they're connecting in with this field of infinite possibility. So all of a sudden, infinite possibilities become available to them. And then the second thing that's happening with the breath is that we're moving energy. Now, why is this important? Because as human beings, we are emotional beings. We process the world and life through our emotions, through our emotional energy. That's how we perceive the world. But growing up and through the programming from society, we are taught to suppress our emotions. We're taught that they're inconvenient and uncomfortable, and then we shouldn't show them. Like, how many times has someone told you, "Oh, don't cry," right? When actually that it's really important that you cry. So, a lot of us are walking around with a ton of suppressed emotional energy that is causing us to feel anxious, that is causing us to be triggered, that is causing us to feel angry, ashamed, vulnerable, upset, anxious, worried, all of these things, right? So, when we use the breath, we have a chance to move some of this stuck emotional energy, the suppressed energy, up and out of the body. We have a chance for these suppressed emotions to be fully felt, integrated, and released from the body so that you can stop living in reaction to the past from a physiological, a mental, and emotional level and start living more in the present moment. Also, what's happening is the breath work gives us access to the subconscious mind. Now, why is that important? Because a lot of times the way that we're operating is from our subconscious beliefs that we picked up in childhood, usually from the ages of 0 to 7. And these are beliefs that we're not aware of. They're in our subconscious mind. They might be limiting beliefs around money, for example. And we'll use that as an example since I'm relating this back to money. So, for example, if when you were a child, you witness your parents struggling with money, you witness them saying things about the lack of money or how money's limited or how it's hard to deal with money or how they're never going to have it. And just from witnessing that, you internalize a belief about money that it's always going to be in lack, or there's never going to be enough, or it's hard to make money, or we don't have enough, or whatever it is. And then you internalize that as your view of money, as your view of the world around money without even realizing it, right? So a lot of times we have these subconscious beliefs that we picked up in childhood that are essentially driving the bus. We're projecting these views of reality onto our reality without even realizing it. So what happens with the breath work is it gives us access to the subconscious mind. So all of a sudden after a breath work session, you might have an awareness like, oh, wow, I think I've been projecting this idea that money is really hard to deal with, or that women don't know how to deal with money, or whatever it is, onto my current reality. I've been operating from this belief. So then what happens is you can use the breath to clear and release that emotional energy. And then every time you notice that you're going into that pattern or operating from that belief, you now have the power to choose out of it because you are aware of it. And that's what the breath work does. And that's why it's so powerful. So, when we use breath work, and the reason why it's related to money is kind of just as I described, because most of the time when it comes to money, we're operating from some kind of programming, some kind of trauma from our family or our ancestral lines, or both. And that's what we're perceiving in our current reality. So for a lot of us, we might be able to get to a certain point, and then it feels like there's some kind of glass ceiling, some kind of block, some kind of place we can't get past. And we think, oh, maybe that's just my reality. Maybe I'm just never going to get past this point. Maybe I should just accept it. That's actually not the case at all. What's happening is you're coming up against some kind of programming, some kind of trauma, some kind of wound. It doesn't even have to necessarily be from that happened to you, but that you took on from your family, right? So if our parents were carrying trauma around lack and scarcity, or our parents just had certain views and beliefs around money, we will take those on without even realizing it. So usually when you're coming up against that ceiling, that block, that place where you feel like you can't go any further, what you're really coming up against is an invitation to shift past that, to look at that and to heal it, and to move through it and transmute that energy so that you can get to the other side. And that's what I see with almost everybody I work with, is that once we pinpoint what that belief is, what that that trauma is, or what that way of thinking that they took on from their family and the ancestral line, once we pinpoint what that is, we clear it on an energetic level, and then we use the breath work to clear it. Usually they start making more money, right? I'll give you an example. So my client Lydia, this just happened, which is really awesome. I've been working with her one-on-one for a while, and she was having an income ceiling, right? I helped her get to 20K months, and then she was kind of stuck there for a little while. And, we were working together and trying to move past it. And then we pinpointed the wound, right? She was coming up against feeling this lack of support from her family, lack of support from people around her. She had this story that nobody supported her, right? So once we pinpointed that, we changed the story. She used the breath work to shift it. I shifted it for her on an energetic level, which I do with all of my clients, private or group. And then what happened? 2 days later, within 3 days, she brought in 7 new clients. This is not a lie. You can ask her. She'll probably be watching this and she'll comment. This totally just happened. And this is like, it is amazing, but it's also, it happens all the time. Once we shift these things on a deep energetic level, it kind of becomes regular to just shift something and then boom, we have an opening, and then we have a growth spurt, and then we hit something else, we clear it, and then we grow again, right? And that's how we just keep expanding and expanding and expanding and growing your income, because we just pinpoint these energetic blocks that you're coming up against. Usually they're rooted in childhood. Usually they're rooted in some kind of trauma or some kind of belief that you are not good enough, you are not enough, there's something wrong with you, fear of abandonment, fear of rejection, all of these things. I'm bad, I'm wrong, some kind of shame, right? Hi, I can't see who the comments are, so tell me who you are if you're saying hi to me, but I'm so happy you're here. So one of those things we usually come up against. And the thing is, I think one of the biggest misconceptions that people have around doing this work is they're like, oh, well, I already dealt with my mother stuff. I already went through this. And the thing that you have to understand is these core wounds, they come up at every level of growth, right? So if you have this like core negative belief that you're not good enough, we can shift it and then you grow. And then when you hit your next level, it'll come up again, right? For you to excavate and heal on an even deeper level. So once we learn the tools to move through these things, you can navigate them really quickly. And that's what I do with people is I teach you how to do that. I give you the tools. I teach you how to recognize it when it's happening so that you can move through it and continue to grow efficiently and rapidly. Oh, hi, Lydia. I was just talking about you. So anyway, you can go back. I don't know if you missed the part that I was talking about you. I was just using your amazing example of what happens when we pinpoint the blocks and clear the energy. Something always opens up, right? And then we have a huge shift, right? Where all of a sudden all this money comes in, or all these new clients come in, or you get offered a new job opportunity, or a new relationship shows up because we pinpoint the energetic pattern that you've been playing out, and then we shift the energy, and then all of a sudden you're opened up to a new experience, a higher frequency, a level of alignment with who you really are that you weren't able to access before because you were operating from that wounding. So that's kind of how the breath work relates to all of this, because it continues to move this stuck energy out of the body. Oh, thank you, Lydia. um, we continue to move the stuck energy out of the body, and then the shifts just continue to happen, right? And the great thing about the breath work, which is different than any other kind of embodiment work, is it gives you full, easy access to the subconscious mind. So like I said, what happens is all of a sudden you'll have these awarenesses. Hi, Fran. You all of a sudden you have these awarenesses that you didn't have before, because you're accessing these deeper levels of the subconscious and having these awarenesses about the belief systems that you're operating from so that you can choose out of them. So it's such a powerful tool. And literally everybody who works with me and uses the breath, they start to make more money. So that's why it's related, because it helps you heal on these incredibly deep levels and stop operating from these old belief systems around money, this old program around money. So let me know if that makes sense. Let me know if that's landing for you. If you have any questions about it, I know if you're just showing up, you might want to go back and watch the beginning, because I talked about the breath and how it relates to money, and why it's such a powerful tool that I feel is a non-negotiable. And I feel like if you really want to make changes or transformation, it should be part of the package. I've seen it work with every single person, right? And it is the kind of thing that it can be confronting, it can be scary. I always tell people, it's okay if in the beginning you don't want to do it. Like, it is a confronting process, but when you do, so much magic opens up and so many changes happen. And there's so much of an invitation for you to step into a more aligned version of yourself, the version of yourself that you came here to be. And the breath just supports you in clearing out whatever is in the way of that. So yeah, so that is everything about that. A couple really fun announcements. So Accelerated Wealth, the Mastermind, I'm really excited about it. Enrollment closes October 1st. We have an amazing group that's coming together. We have 5 women now, and I think we're going to take on another 5. But this is my program where I'm literally teaching you exactly how to clear all of the blocks that come up when it comes to expanding your income and growing your business, and clearing the traumas that you come up against at every new income level, at every new level of growth in your business. And I'm just so excited to teach this, because it's kind of the stuff that I figured out along the way in growing my own business and getting to these high 5-figure months and moving into 6-figure months. And how I kind of navigated moving through the trauma, and then just creating the tools for you to move through it as well. So that's what we're going to be doing in that program. Also, the really exciting thing about this program is it's the first program ever, and it's a mastermind, so it's a different vibe, but it's the first program ever that I'm going to be teaching live breath work, which I haven't done yet. And this is going to be an amazing opportunity to, like, in real time, clear and shift these blocks. I'm going to be talking you through the breath and also simultaneously doing energy work to shift the blocks that come up, so you can just continue to grow, continue to expand, and move through many different income levels over the 6 months that we're together. So I'll put the link here, but just reach out to me if you're interested in talking about that or signing up for that. Also, super exciting. The Costa Rica retreat is open for enrollment. I will put the link here as well, but you can reach out to me. So it's called Cosmic Creation Costa Rica, and it's going to be on the Osa Peninsula in the jungle. And I'm just so excited about it. I'm partnering with one of my very dear oldest friends, Simon Park, who is a world-renowned yoga teacher. He's going to be teaching yoga every morning. He's also going to be teaching Thai massage. And then I'm going to be leading you through my breathwork and healing journeys, my complete transformational journeys. For those of you who came to the other retreat, in 4 days, everyone completely transformed. It was wild. So I can only imagine what's going to happen over a week in Costa Rica, in this magical jungle beach land. It's like the best surfing in the world, and it's a really magical place. So I'll put the link here as well. Also, if you sign up before November 1st, you get a bonus Akashic Records reading with me. So if it's something you're thinking about, then you definitely want to sign up before November 1st so you can get that bonus. So yeah, that is everything. I'm sending you guys so much love. Have an amazing weekend. Reach out to me with any questions, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.